Hi, everyone. Welcome to a message of hope. This is Pastor Mark bringing you the 23rd miracle of Jesus. I have a question for you all. We all know that Neil Armstrong was the first astronaut and human being to walk on the moon that we know of. Who was the second? No, I'm not talking about Aldrin. I'm talking about the second mission. Who was the first person on the second mission to walk? You have to go look that one up. There was total of 6 missions and 11 more people that walked on the moon, but we don't know who they were. Why? It's a good question. Go look in Google and you'll find it. I'm not giving it to you this morning. This miracle is repeated by Jesus today. This is the feeding of the 4,000. It comes right after Jesus has gone to have a demon kicked out of a girl. We did in 21. And now he's in Tyre and Sidon, and now he has decided to walk along the Sea of Galilee, and the side that he's walking on is full of Gentiles. And so let's read. It's both in Matthew, who writes to the Jews, and it's in Mark. So I'll be reading from Matthew today. Matthew chapter 15, verse 32, and it reads the following. Jesus called his disciples to him and said, I have compassion for these people. They've already been with me for 3 days and they don't have anything to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry or they may collapse on the way. It's very, very similar language that is in the first feeding of the 5,000. His disciples answered similarly, where could we get enough bread in this remote place to feed such a crowd? This is the same miracle duplicated, and they have the same question. How many loaves do you have? Jesus asks. 7, and a few fish. That's a little different too. Remember, it was 5 and 2. He told the crowd to sit down on the ground. They took the 7 loaves and the fish, and when he gave thanks, he broke them, gave them to the disciples, and they in turn to the people, and they all ate, and they were satisfied. When they were done, disciples went around and they picked up the broken pieces, and there were 7 basketfuls instead of 12 this time, and the number of those ate was 4,000, not 5,000, besides the women and children. So it was probably 8,000, right? After Jesus had sent the crowd away, he got in the boat and went to the Magadan. That's Mary Magdalene's source of town of origin. We know that this is not a similar or duplicate, because in the following, Jesus very much clarifies the 2 miracles. He says in 16:5, when they went across the lake, the disciples forgot to take bread. Oh, how we forget. Be careful, Jesus says. Be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and the teachers. They discussed this among themselves and said, is it because we didn't bring any bread? Peter leading the way there. Aware of their discussions, Jesus asked, oh, you of little faith, why are you talking among yourselves about having no bread? Why are you so dull? Don't you understand? Don't you remember the 5 loaves for the 5,000? And how many basketfuls were gathered? 12. Or the 7 loaves for the 5,000 or the 4,000, and how many basketfuls were gathered? 7. How is it that you don't understand that I was talking to you? I was not talking to you about bread. No, be on your guard against the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. What a metaphor. Typology. Then they understood he was not telling them to guard against, that he was not telling them to guard against the yeast and the bread, but against the teaching, the doctrines of the Pharisees. Folks, we know a couple of lessons in here. One is that if Jesus has done a miracle in your life, it helps build our faith and realize that he's going to do it again. He's still there. The second one is too, like what he says, be careful about teachings that you're hearing, even if it's in your own church or other around. Test them against the Bible. Test them against your own thinking and the thinking of other godly people in your lives. This is getting to be very, very dicey times. We've got to be able to talk to people when they come, asking questions about Jesus and who he is and how this life-saving bread, the bread of life, the Word of God, can do something for them and help them and do a miracle in their lives. And you are the light of the world, and you are the salt of the earth to be able to spread that throughout. Remember that. You're disciples for a reason. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. It's Pastor Mark saying bye.